This video contains spoilers for the amazing digital circus. Hello everyone, my name is AJ, and welcome to the channel. If you've been on the internet at all in the past month, you've probably seen or heard something about the amazing digital circus. This pilot was created by Glitch, the same studio that created Murder Drones, and was released on October 13th of this year. This video has been extremely well received, so much so that it has become just as inescapable in a meta sense as it has within the confines of the show. The main character of this show is Pomni, a 25-year-old girl that was trapped inside the world of the digital circus after putting on a headset. She is trapped there along with our main cast, Zubul, Gangle, Ragatha, Jax, and Kinger, who is the best character and I will not be argued with. The ringleader is Kane and his sidekick, pet, Bubble, who doesn't seem like they were ever human to begin with. None of the former humans can remember who they were before they were sucked in, and there's supposedly no way out. You can watch the rest of the show if you want to know what happens. Now for what I think about it. I really like this show. I think all of the characters have distinct personalities, and I love the way everything moves. I think the plot has a lot of potential too. All of my gripes with it are super minor in comparison to everything I loved about it. That being said, let's get into the things that weren't my favorite. The first thing is that everything is very bright. The oversaturation makes the characters blend into the background, which can make it a little hard to look at. This becomes most noticeable when you look at Zubul. I think they should have turned down the brightness for the backgrounds just a tad to make the characters stand out more. Next thing, humor. Some of the jokes were more annoying than funny. For example, there's this bit where Kane uses a random letter generator to come up with a name for Pomni, and it lands on only consonants on the first try. Kane then pronounces those letters together as if they were a real word. Not to be rude, but I've seen that joke done to death already, and it's not funny anymore. This is the same case for a lot of the jokes in the show. If they were intended to be on the nose and a little annoying to make the world seem more overstimulating and easy to go crazy in, then they worked really well. But I think they were genuine attempts at humor, so my criticism still stands. That's not to say that the show isn't funny though. I think a lot of the visual gags were really funny, like when Kinger moves like this. That's hilarious. Both of these things are super minor and can actually be defended as purposeful artistic decisions, but there is one thing in my opinion that cannot be defended. One thing I cannot stand. The man behind the slaughter himself, Mr. Super Bunny Man. Now before you execute me, let me explain. I know everyone thinks that Jax is attractive. I've seen the ad pics, but I just don't think he's attractive. He looks like if the purple guy, Bonnie, and Sammy Lawrence had a baby together that had the personality of Sans using the caffeine patches from Meet the Robinsons. I get it, I really do, but I look at him and I am bored. He's so close to being something I like, but he's just really generic looking aside from the absolutely atrocious colors they picked. I mean, come on. Purple, yellow, and freaking red? So I redesigned him. Here's that. First thing I did was wham out a pose for him that fit his personality. Sassy, but in kind of a chill way. The character designs for the amazing digital circus are pretty simple, so rather than adding a bunch of new details to make him less bland, I expanded on what was already there. He's already pretty tall, so I made sure his legs were long and he was nice and skinny, but I did give him some more curves so he doesn't look like a rubber hose style plank of wood. I made his ears longer and flopped him over to give him a more interesting silhouette compared to the hundreds of Purple Bunny characters that exist. I think these relaxed ears also fit more with how chill he is, especially compared to the other circus members. If he were any more laid back, he'd be horizontal. Of course, I kept the face the same because he's iconic and that absolutely cannot change. It's his best characteristic. After that is where I let myself change some more stuff. I made his overalls really baggy and made sure that they looked like they were made out of a thick material, as opposed to the horrible skin suit he actually has. I cut them off at the knee to show off more of those lovely pretzel sticks and rolled them up so they were a little more interesting. After that, I gave him some leg warmer type thingies because he was still looking a little plain. I also rolled those up. I kept his feet bare and his fingers short and bulbous, but I did make his tail stick out because I hate it when furries don't have tails. I'm looking at you, Susie. After the liner, it was time for color. I decided to ditch the purple because I'm really tired of purple Tumblr sexy men, and went with red instead. Red has been scientifically proven to make people perceive others as more attractive than they are anyway, so I think it works. For the other colors, I went with yellow because he already has yellow on his canon design, and that's also what my sister has suggested. Light yellow for his eyes, teeth, inner ears, and for the folded up parts of his clothes. Bright yellow for the rest of it. I like this design a lot better than what he's actually got, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on him, and on the rest of the show in general. Maybe if this video gets 30 likes, I'll make another video about it, and I don't know. I'll see you next week in a really cool video where we talk about Purple Shaggy Rogers with a knife. See ya!